Hi, my name is Carrie, and I'm a lover of all things weird, odd, and unexplained, and I also love astrology. And today, we're going to be talking about perfection years. So I'm going to be explaining this video and the perfection years concept in a more of a beginner stage. So if you are a beginner at this, welcome. But if you kind of have some of this under your belt, just know that this is going to be talked about in a beginner's way. So this is more of a beginner's guide to learning what perfection years are. What is an annual perfection? An annual perfection is a method of seeing certain themes or a certain focus of the area of life depending on your age, based on your natal chart or AKA your birth chart. So when you look at your birth chart, there are 12 different little pie pieces that represents different areas in your life. And so when you look at the birth chart, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and those are all perfection years. The day that you were born, number 1 is when you're 1 year old. Number 2 is when you're 2 years old, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and when you get all the way up to 12, it goes 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and it keeps going around and around, and I'll have a chart up so it makes sense to what I'm saying so you understand it a little better. And every house in the birth chart obviously has different areas of life and things that that house specifically focuses on. Depending on your age, you would take your age and you would look at what area of the birth chart is going to be the year that you're learning about those specific things, or they will be more amplified in your life, or you might notice that you're having more of those things happen to you, good and or bad. For example, if you are turning 25 or a certain age in the second house, you're probably, and depending on what planets are there, you're gonna have a lot of themes of like financial, your money, your possessions come up in that whole year that you're going to have to maybe reassess, look into, be careful not to spend your money too crazy. Maybe you're supposed to save it. So whatever age you're turning, you would look to wherever that age ends up in your birth chart, and then you would look at the themes or whatever that house represents to figure out basically what that year holds for you. So now that you understand the basic concept of perfection years, now I'm going to go into each house and possibly what you might be experiencing in this year. The first house represents you and the self and things directly relating to you, which would include obviously the self, the body, your core identity, your personality, your self-image, style, your vitality, and the main characteristics of you. During this year, you may have things happen to you that deal with your aesthetics or who you are as a person. You may grow or you may change in some way. It might be drastic. It also depends on what planets are in your house, or you might be coming into a truer version of yourself. Your overall well-being and identity will play a role in this house. So you might have a full transformation of you as a whole. Your whole identity or who you identify as might literally crumble, and you will rebuild and become something that you've always wanted to be. Maybe your style got an overload. Maybe one day you woke up and you were like, I want to start wearing this type of clothing and I don't care what anybody thinks because it makes me happy. That happens a lot. You might just become more of your true self and what you've always wanted to be, but maybe in previous years you were too scared to show that. And this year you will definitely just bloom into somebody that you've always wanted to be. So if this is your perfection year, I hope that you guys have an amazing year, and I hope that you become the best versions of yourself that you can possibly be. So if this is your second house perfection year, you will have a lot of themes revolving around things that you value and your possessions and possibly your finances. It can also represent what you put value in, what you appreciate, your tastes, but it will mainly focus around, like I said, finances, money, possessions, and even property. This year, you might see themes of the way you make money or the way that you do your finances. You might have to reassess how you're spending your money. Obviously, this all depends too if you have certain planets in this house that will either amplify it or de-amplify it. There's going to be a huge theme of your finances and your general relationship with money, you can definitely use this as a foundational year for building your wealth and building something out of your financial situation. Just because there is a huge theme around money and finances, the positive thing with this is the year that you plant the seed to get to where you want to be years down the road. So, second house perfection year, people, just know that this year is the year for you, like I said, to plant those seeds and see your wealth grow. And I hope you guys have an amazing year ahead. If it is your third house perfection year, this year you will have a lot of themes of communication and how you express yourself. The third house themes also represent siblings, short-term travel, relatives. So this year you're going to have a lot of themes of how you communicate. You might also have themes of your siblings, anything to do with your relatives like aunts and uncles. The third house also deals with neighbors and like your neighborhood, so you'll have a lot of those types of themes. But the main theme of this year is going to be communication and more true self-expression. So this year is going to be a great year for my third house perfection year people, because you are going to be able to communicate better. Your relationships with your close family and in your neighborhood are going to be on the spotlight, and you're going to be coming one step closer to becoming your true self by being able to express yourself the way you want to with your communication and your thoughts. I hope you guys have a great year ahead. If this is your fourth house perfection year, you are going to have a lot of themes of your roots, your family, your home life, your childhood, your ancestry, places where you feel at home, your parents, and your concept of belonging. This year, you're going to see themes of possibly figuring out where you belong. Maybe you're figuring out where you want to live, like where you want to move. Or maybe you're going to renovate your house that you're currently living in or change it in some way. This year, you might heal some trauma that you've been holding, or you might start doing inner child work or something with your family, or your family might just be in your life a lot more, or your family might just become more close with you, or you more close with your family. If you have a specific planet here, it's going to either amplify or de-amplify some of these themes, but for the most part, you're going to see a lot of themes, like I said, with your family, your roots, and just becoming more aware at building a strong foundation for your future. And I hope you guys have a great next year. If the fifth house is your perfection year, this year you're going to have a lot of themes of creativity. You'll also see themes of pleasure, joy, children, hobbies, and what you personally enjoy doing. If you are creative or artistic, you will see themes of this throughout the year, and you might get a little boost of creativity within this year. You may also have the desire to have children, or there will be a theme of children throughout this year. You might also see themes of just general productivity increase. But the main themes of this year for you, fifth house perfection year, is a lot of themes of creativity, artistic expression, and having a lot of fun. If you have planets in this house, that's definitely going to amplify or de-amplify, and you're going to want to look at what the house ruler is to get a little more guidance on what else this year will hold for you. I hope my fifth house perfection year people have a great creative year ahead, and I'll see you next time. If the sixth house perfection year is your year, this year you're going to see a lot of themes of work, routines, your habits, your rituals, and different structures of your day-to-day life. You will also see themes of health and your well-being this year. So this is also the house of just your day job. It's not the career house. So you will see a lot of themes with your day job or what you do to sustain yourself. You might move up in a position, or you might just take a whole nother job, but you will definitely see themes of your day job in this year. You'll also see themes of your coworkers. So there might be themes of your coworkers a lot in your life, or you'll have a different maybe a different relationship with them, or you'll have a really good best work buddy that you'll gain this year. But there will definitely be themes of your coworkers in this year ahead. This is also the house of pets, so you'll see a lot of themes of pets or animals within this next year. You're going to see a lot of themes of working your job and doing your daily routine. Even though you might be working and doing your normal routine day job, just remember that you can have a little fun this year. So my 6th house people, I hope you have a great year ahead, maybe making your new work bestie. Have a good year. If the 7th house is your perfection year, this year you're going to see a lot of themes that have to do with relationships. The 7th house represents intimate relationships. It sometimes can also represent business relationships, but for the most part, it deals with intimate relationships and who you are going to either marry or just be with in general. This year, you might meet your soulmate, or you might be getting married. You might also just start a new relationship. This house can also rule best close friends. So you might make a new really good best friend, or your current partner or whoever you are with might become more prominent in your life, or your relationship with them might become more deeper and intimate, or you might have a relationship end, or something will happen where you're not with that person anymore, or you might go through a breakup. All of this obviously depends on the planets that are in your house, if you have any, and what the house ruler is. My 7th house people, I hope you have a great, wonderful, loving relationship year ahead of you. Take care. If the 8th house is your perfection year, this year you're going to have a lot of themes that deal with financial ties to other people or businesses. You might deal with money, taxes, unfortunately grief, loss, inheritances, and shared resources with your partner. You might take out an important loan this year, or you might get a tax break, or some type of joint finances with somebody will be very, very apparent. You might sign a contract with somebody else, like a life insurance policy, and you definitely might deal with the death and rebirth of something, or life and death of some kind within this year. This is definitely going to be a very transformative year for you, but don't worry, 8th house perfection people. This is all in the great plan. I hope you guys have a great year ahead of you. Take care. If the 9th house is your perfection year, this year you're going to have a lot of themes of traveling, expanding your knowledge to higher learning. Your beliefs, your learning might change, or you might see themes of that. You might get into astrology or spirituality, or you might take on a different religion practice. During this year, you're going to see a lot of themes of you learning or taking a lot of time to learn something new, or just dedicate your time to something that you enjoy learning. You might travel abroad or start doing more traveling. You might focus more on your belief system, and you might change them for better or worse by releasing certain things that you don't want to believe in anymore, and you might take on, like I said, a different belief system. If you're a writer, you might publish a book this year, or you might start the publishing process, or you might start the writing process. All of these themes will be affected by certain planets in this house, or depending on what the ruler of the house is. So you're going to want to look that up. But this year is definitely themes of higher learning, travel, belief systems, and possibly changing them. I hope you guys have a wonderful learning, expanding your knowledge, releasing certain things. You're ahead of you guys. Take care. If the 10th house is your perfection year this year, then you're going to see a lot of themes of your career and your public image. You'll also see themes of just your persona and being in the public eye. If your midheaven is also in the 10th house, this year you may be pointed or urged to do whatever your calling is, or your purpose, or your passion in your life. Sometimes you can see themes of parental figures, so you might see some themes of that. But you'll definitely see developments in your career and a lot of developments of you in the public eye in some way. And you'll definitely see growth regarding your purpose and direction in your life. You might also see themes of recognition on what you have created in your career or in something within your life, but there will definitely be a lot of themes of you in the public eye in some way and your direction in your life and your career path. All of this also depends on what planets are in that house, if you have any, and what the ruler of that house is in your birth chart. So I highly recommend looking those up to see further information on what this year holds for you. But I hope you guys have an awesome year ahead, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. If the 11th house is your perfection year, this year you're going to see a lot of themes of friendships, the wider community, groups of people, your hopes, your wishes. Certain friends might appear more strongly in your life this year. You might see themes of collaborative efforts or something that you've been working on within some type of a group. You might join a new club, or maybe you join a new gym that has a lot of people in it that you talk to and hang out with. You may also experience a boost with your hopes, your dreams. And remember, this all kind of will depend on if you have planets in this house, or it will also depend on what the ruler of the house is. And so you'll want to look that up on your own to figure out more information on what this year has for you. But I hope you guys have a great year ahead of you, and I will talk to you later. Bye. And last but not least, my 12th house perfection people. This year, you will see a lot of themes of things that are hidden, spirituality, the other side, dreams, unconscious thoughts, mental health issues, or mental health in general. You'll see themes of possibly institutions and things that are hidden. This year, you might feel the need to retreat more and stay out of the public eye to heal certain things about you. And you'll definitely see themes of trying to rediscover yourself and who you want to be. This is definitely going to be an introspective time of year for you to go within and do a lot of inner soul exploration. This is definitely going to be a great year for you to slow down, do some inner reflecting, and figure out who you want to be and what you want to heal, if there's anything that you need to heal. So my 12th house perfection people, this year is definitely, like I said, a good year to slow down, pause, reassess, spend time with yourself and your inner world, so that next year you can start working on being truly who you're supposed to be in this world. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.